Welcome, everyone, to the Monday, December 1st, 2025 meeting of the Village of Lansing Board of Trustees. I will start our meeting by calling the roll. Susan Ainsley. Carolyn Greenwald.
Here.
Patrick Gillespie. Here. And Kathleen Yen. And obviously I'm here too, so everyone's here. We do have quorum. So the first part of our meeting tonight is a public comment period. If there's anyone in the room or online who would like to speak on a topic that is not already on our agenda, feel free to do that now. Are you willing to, do you want to speak?
I can't remember if the public to say why I came.
Yes, yeah, that's what this part of it. If you would just stand up over here and give us your name and address, and thank you.
Okay. Hi, it's nice to meet you all. My name is Elaine Pedro. I'm a member of the community. I've lived in this side of Ithaca for the last year on Millcroft Way. I'm a professor at Cornell with 2 kids. So we live on Millcroft, and it's wonderful to be here, this wonderful community. This is my first time in this building, and sort of understanding what the village, what the Board of Trustees and what you all do. And I really appreciate it. I've been really impressed with your website and the way you keep minutes and everything. So I feel very lucky to be part of this community. I know it's been in your really well kept meeting notes. Recently, the management of the stormwater facilities that you're responsible for, and the recent changes to the one in our neighborhood, Millcroft Pond. So it was, as was mentioned, I think in your last meeting, it was drained. So it was a very significant change for the pond. It's probably, I don't know the exact size, on the order of 2-acre facility. And there's, it's really integrally situated in our community. So I'm one of 3 houses that's right on the pond, whose property adjoins the pond. And it was a major change that we weren't prepared for. And so I wanted to come here to understand more. And I don't think we need to discuss it tonight. I've been really grateful that some of the town staff reached out to me today to better explain the situation. So I wanted to understand what had happened to the pond and what the plans were for it moving forward, since it's part of our, not only do our yards drain into it, so it's important for maintaining our properties, but also it's just that aesthetically it's right on the edge of our properties and all of our backyards. So the state that it's in right now is a lot different than what it has been over the past year, and I think as far as I'm aware over its history. So I just wanted to be here to to meet you all and to try to work with the people who are responsible moving forward to understand how it's going to evolve.
The only thing I can tell you is that the stormwater systems have to be maintained per state regulations, state law, as a matter of fact. And we have to drain them occasionally to be sure that everything is in good working order below the water, and to check it for any types of issues. And so they are drained occasionally. It's not every year. There's several years between the drainings, and the work is performed, and then eventually the pond will refill to some point, depending upon what our stormwater officer and our DPW crew feel that's correct for our stormwater system. We don't want it to get too full. We don't want it to never get full. So that's all I can tell you. If you want to talk with our staff and you would like to attend a meeting where the staff is available, 10 days from today, on Thursday, December 11th, we will have a noon meeting where our staff is here, and you could come and potentially ask questions, but you feel free to ask questions in between. And if you get the answers that you need, then you might not need to attend, but feel free to come at that point if you haven't received all of the answers you need.
I have a little bit of information because my neighborhood had a pond also that was drained, and I asked John Courtney, who's our DPW supervisor, who's gonna know the answer to your question. We asked him what to tell me so I could tell the neighbors, and what he said was that in compliance with New York State regulations, TG Miller, the local engineering company, inspected the ponds on behalf of the village, and they needed to find out where the original bottoms of them were, and outflow and overflow, which were buried in the silt and the brush. So they have to find the mechanism that makes the pond function as designed to mitigate the flooding downstream during torrential downpours and rain events. The DEC discouraged tree growth on berms, so they have to clear any of that. And they have to, it just has to be low enough so that it keeps the edges from silting in. So when he cleaned our pond, I have to say, it looked a mess.
Yeah,
But it doesn't anymore.
yeah.
But there was a short period of time. I really felt terrible because the neighbor next door to the pond had her house for sale at the time.
Right, we have that situation too.
And I was like, oh gosh, like I wish that it didn't look like that for the house sale, but it does look fine now.
Yeah.
And they did have to do it per DC, and John will give you something similar but customized to your pond.
Thank you. Yeah, one concern we have is that it's a change, at least from anyone's recollection of how this pond and stormwater retention is going to function in our neighborhood. And we understand from talking to John, he did call me earlier, that it was not properly implemented before. So what they did was like a fix in terms of stormwater management, but we didn't know that because we weren't privy, we weren't coming into the meetings to find out. And we just want to know, like, moving forward, how it will be maintained now and it's like in its new state.
I think the other thing that we're hearing is that we have to be cognizant of the neighbors and the pond when it gets cleared out to this level, which is, not frequently, it's maybe every like 5 to 10 years. We should make sure that the surrounding homeowners are aware before we do it, and then what it's going to look like afterwards is what I'm hearing from you.
And it drained one in Lansing Trails last year. And it filled up fairly quickly, within months it filled up, so.
Yeah, ours is never going to fill again, is the thing. So we're trying to understand like what that means. But I trust that they're doing the right thing and that, we'll be able to work with them. But that's just why we started asking, because we went out, like our neighbor went out and asked the construction crew and they were like, oh, it's, we drained it. It's going to be a detention pond instead of a retention pond. So it's a major change. We just want to be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
So that's very helpful, so thank you for that, and you're welcome to the trustee staff meeting, but it's good to know advance notification is something that you'd like and what to expect, sort of that anticipatory guidance.
That was amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for public comments?
I guess I'm supposed to sign in that I'm the liaison tonight for the planning board, Lisa Schleline.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Come on up.
Are you here to speak?
No, I'm here to attend, just to.
Okay. Would you introduce yourself for our
Yes,
clerk?
beg your pardon, Dan Graybill, resident, the town of Lansing, work in the village of Lansing, attended a few town meetings, and my schedule allows me to attend the village board meetings, so I thought I would do so.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else inside the room or online? Seeing none and hearing none, I will move that we close the public comment period.
Second.
Susan Ainsley seconds. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. The next order of business is to approve 2 sets of minutes, draft minutes from November 13th and 17th. We will have to do them separately. For the November 13th meeting, I will move those draft minutes. Everyone was available, so we're all allowed to vote for this. So I will move them.
Second.
I'll give it to Carolyn. Carolyn seconds. Is there any discussion or concerns about the November 13th meeting minutes?
Just as corrected, I think there were just a couple minor typos.
I did not get anything from you.
if you had a typo, unless you sent it after 5 o'clock today.
No, before. It was just minor, it was just a clarification on 9432, New York State Energy Code, just to clarify, and the two typos were there.
Listen, I just screwed up. I'm the liaison for the Board of Trustee meeting tonight, so I can't talk right now. I'll call you back if it's at a reasonable hour.
Lisa, you're not on mute.
Okay, thanks.
Hear them, but not us. Okay,
It was just minor, THEIR instead of THERE, the other, yeah.
any other comments about those minutes? All those in favor of approving the November 13th draft meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's approved. Now, for the November 17th meeting minutes, Patrick was away from that meeting, so we will have to move that separately. I will move the November 17th draft meeting minutes.
Second.
Carolyn seconds. Is there any discussion or concerns about those minutes? Okay, all those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. Aye. Anyone abstaining? Patrick, okay. Thanks, everyone. The next order of business is considering returning conserved water sewer overpayments. Jody, I see you've
Yeah.
given us a table.
ComServe has requested that we refund them an overpayment they made on several accounts. I've provided everybody a list of the accounts and the dollar amounts for each line item. On 11/4, we received a check for $85,717.30. That was due by October 20th. This check did not include the penalties that were due. And then on 11/19, we received a second check for the same amount. So they have contacted me or requesting that we return the amount of the check and remove the penalties from the account. They have been late several times. So it is usually when they've been late several times, we don't refund their penalties.
Have we refunded a previous penalty, or they've just been late several times?
We have.
We refunded them before, thank you.
Yes. So I would suggest that we refund the amount that would give the accounts, give back their credit balance. So they would pay their penalties and just have the credit back for the extra that they put. So I would entertain a motion to refund ComServe the credit amounts in the 19 accounts they paid a second time on 11/19/2025 in the amount of, for water, $52,859.67, and $20,000 for sewer, totaling $72,859.67.
It's moved. I will second. Is there any discussion about this? So basically, they overpaid and we're returning everything except for the amount of their penalties against the sewer, correct? Okay,
Water and sewer.
water and sewer, sorry. Okay, is there any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, thank you, Jim. Next order of business, I expected that tonight would be a fairly light meeting, so I decided to go ahead and get further progress reports on the activities that are listed on the agenda. I know we've discussed these in the past, but we do have a lot going on at the moment, and I just wanted to get everyone up to speed on where we are and what still needs to be done. So the first topic for progress reports is a comprehensive plan. Carolyn, I know that you sent out another updated version this afternoon.
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure that, when I had given it to Patrick back in September, it was accurate to date with the responses from residents and businesses, but we have left the survey open. And we did get a handful of responses, so I wanted to update all of the data. It doesn't change substantially because it's like 70% to 72% or whatever. But I went through all the times where we talked about people's replies, and then the charts that you see in the Word document that I sent around are today's. So I kind of took them all out and I put them all in. Then Patrick had a couple of links in the appendices that weren't working. I was able to fix one of them, but Kathleen, maybe you and I can get together for the next trustees meeting and either take out or fix or replace some of the ones like that. I asked you today about the Continuum Care 101, where the link doesn't work, and I actually couldn't even find the PDF on their website. So we have to either put different information or do something different about that link. Patrick, were there any other, it was the US Census link, which I fixed, and then the Compendium of Care. Those were the only two I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the Youth Services, you were going to help me to update the data for that one as well. So those three. And then I just wanted to ask you guys some questions. Ron, you know about this because we talked about it. So in the current comprehensive plan are some maps. Soil quality, bedrock depth. We don't have great quality contents of those maps. So I was thinking, and I suggested to you in the email, what if we, instead of saying map one and including those maps, say, if you want to see the map, you can look at the old comprehensive plan.
I can
Which is
link
gonna be
to
available.
the.
Yeah, we're gonna link, well, isn't it one of the linked documents? It was. We had a slew of documents at the bottom, are they not
I
there?
think it was just a list, wasn't it?
There was I thought there was a slew. Oh, you're saying it's not a link, it's just a list of references?
Yeah, there's a list of maps.
And
Additional
there's,
resources, isn't the comprehensive plan one of them?
and there is a list of maps that are on, in the different plans, like natural resource inventory.
Oh, I don't think that, I'm looking at Patrick's version, I don't see a
Okay.
lot of that.
It was in the old.
But I'm thinking, okay, so what do you guys think about for those maps linking, just say, if you want to see them, go see
Page
the
40,
comprehensive plan?
there's a list of, Appendix A is a list of 6 maps,
Right,
which I can link to those individually.
no, oh, in the comprehensive plan?
From this comprehensive plan to the old one.
Okay, so that'll work for the online active version, but for the PDF, for the printed version, no.
You just tell this.
I think we should just say, see comprehensive plan, and either you can look at it, because it's not a crucial issue. I don't want to spend too much time worrying about that. Okay,
I have a concern with that, though.
okay.
What if someone doesn't have access to the old
On our
comp plan?
website.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about a printed version.
I have printed.
Yeah, it's on the website, but then my concern is when someone's reading a document and they have to go out and find another document to verify, it can give the impression that we haven't done our work and made the maps available in the current document.
If you want
It's
to
just my
know, we
feeling.
can do it, but there's a lot of places in the comprehensive plan that were for outside documents. Like all of the data has citations.
Right, but these are two internal documents.
Sure. If you want it, we can do it.
But it's
Try and make it
just a
easier.
concern. I
I can tell you that the number of people that have come to get previous comprehensive plans, I can put on one hand.
right.
And the number of those people who cared about the
And if
bedrock,
that's the case, I can give them the old one in along with the new one. If that.
Could I just, could I add, I agree with Ronnie in that you don't want people to, the minute you get sidetracked to something else, you give up on it often. Everybody's busy. I just think, why, is this a big deal to include the maps?
we just don't have good quality copies, and it's not important information, in my opinion.
Then maybe, does it need to be in the comprehensive plan at all?
Well, the geology of the village I left in because it was in the previous one and hasn't changed. You think the geology section should come out, or just the maps?
I think it's important.
I guess,
What are the maps again?
Bedrock depth, soil geology, and slope.
I see. Okay, you might have a point. Most people don't care.
and actually, all of that, if, I agree with Lisa and with Ronnie, going back, either we give that information in a form that you don't have to.
I mean, you guys read it, it says it too, right? Because you guys read it, right? So you know it says it.
I was gonna say,
But if they're in the old plan, I can just grab those pages out of the old plan and.
All right, well, let's
Add
just
this
put it in,
document
it's
too.
fine.
There. I have a
just
suggestion,
trying to make it
and I
simple.
just thought of this. When we were doing our natural resources inventory, our CEC contact was able to pull up maps related to the village that I thought included some of the geological stuff. They might have a source of a better map.
Did you, did you go to that? I mean, I know that, see, Cornell Cooperative Extension has all that information.
Right. They have a lot of information, plus they also have contacts at the state where we could find out where something like that exists. So we would be contacting Jerry, correct?
Rachel Zevon, his predecessor from Cornell Cooperative Extension, got the data from the Tompkins County Planning and Sustainability Department.
Okay.
So those just maps.
We might be able to find the best, a more current and better quality source. For
Okay,
this.
I don't mind looking, I just think it's not important. So for example, you have the sentence, soil depth to bedrock in the village is relatively shallow, see map 1. Or don't see map 1, because no one's gonna debate.
Yeah, with the map.
So how much effort do we put into putting this map in? Like but I'll do it if you guys want it. Sounds like you guys want it, it just doesn't seem important. Or considering things like housing and,
Yeah.
like the soil bedrock just seems like a very small point that no one's gonna debate.
That's a good point. I don't know if someone looking at our comprehensive plan would even be
Is
interested.
that important?
It's just a lot of detail.
That's what I thought, that's what I was suggesting to you guys at the beginning, but.
Well, that's why I asked what's the map about? Depends on what the map is about.
I was
On the
just
other hand,
suggesting
honestly,
eliminating
if you
fossil
spoke to the 3 people that are geologists, they'd say, well, this is very important. So, I don't know. But yeah, I agree, probably 99% of people, if we verbally have said it's shallow or whatever, which we all know if you tried to do anything,
Yes.
you probably don't need it. But I
I'll put
just
some effort into finding better maps, but if I can't, maybe we just won't have maps.
Yes,
That's a
let's
good
try that. If
Okay.
we find a good source easily, then put them in. If not, let's just drop them.
Okay, and the same
reference-
with slope. So it's soil density, it's slope, and then the third one was something else.
There are 6 listed.
Yeah, but some of them we have. This was just the first 3, I thought it was the first 3. We have a nice map for the other ones. Unique actual area zoning and business and tech, we have nice maps for. It was the
That's
first
important.
3 that we don't have nice
But
maps.
they're not in this version, right?
Yeah,
They're in
I
the
know, I thought that.
version from 10 years ago.
No, I got a new business and tech map. I got yeah, I mean, that was part of the turning it into, a more comprehensive document. Okay, I'll look for nicer ones.
You said you replaced all the charts.
The charts are updated as of today.
I mean,
That was what I wanted to meet with you about.
I can make them accessible again.
Okay,
I spent a couple hours making the holes accessible.
oh.
Because anything from the
They look
chart, you've got to
exactly
have a
the
text
same.
version of it.
Oh, shit,
For
I'm
anybody
sorry.
anybody who can't see the maps.
Well, we can have 2 versions, one that's slightly outdated, or we can have the outdated data.
The ones I sent you on sales tax?
No, that was another update. The very first, if you go to the very first chart, the very first chart Jody updated today with our final sales tax data, right? Or budget data? No, sales tax revenue was updated because we had something, what did it say, pending or proposed?
Through January.
Through January,
Last year, yeah.
but now it's through the end of this year.
Okay, good. So I know that we're all to be reviewing the document. Has everyone started reviewing the document?
Well, I got sidetracked with Carolyn's and I was going back and forth. And,
Yeah, I just,
It's exactly the same. I didn't change any of the text.
well, I didn't know that.
yeah, I just stuck with Patrick's because I was halfway through and I didn't want to do what you did. So,
Maybe we should go back to that one.
No.
I had always planned on updating the charts. I'm sorry if that messed you up. I didn't realize that.
I don't think that that's necessary. If you're updating charts and data, that's fine. And I was under the assumption that might not have been absolutely complete. As long as they were there and referenced properly, it didn't bother me.
Because we'd always kept the survey open. Because I thought that was the intention, to leave it open until the end of the year.
Maybe just Pat waits to review the accessibility until.
I think we can be done now.
Yeah, I think we should shut off the survey
Okay.
as of today.
I think that's
12-1, yeah. Shut it down.
12/1's close enough to the end of the year. And since we're in a polishing up phase on this document, it's not shut down. We've got plenty of, if you get a comment, it might be 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay.
I think we should shut the survey. So everyone continue and provide to Carolyn, and I guess we would send our copies with questions or whatever to you, right, Carolyn? Or do you want copies?
Sure. Well, let's just email everybody. I mean, now it's a Word document, so it's easy enough to edit.
Mine was PDF, but it still was not an issue for me.
Yeah, the one I sent you around is a Word.
Yeah, okay.
So is the document that we're working from a PDF or a Word document?
Carolyn's that she sent out today is a Word document?
It's Word document, I would work with Carolyn's.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for
If you
clarifying.
wanted to insert anything changing, track changes and other.
Well,
You
yes,
could, that would be a better document.
okay.
So.
Now we're on the same page. We seem to have a problem
Yeah.
with which document.
And I'm going to make one more pass through the document. So what I will do is I will go through your document this next time, Carolyn, and see if my concerns were addressed. And if not, I'll insert them in the new document.
I didn't change anything, so they're still there.
They should be. So,
The only thing I messed with a little bit was the reference to the maps, which I'm gonna unmess with.
that's fine. Okay, all right. Okay.
Oh, unless your concerns were spacing, because I also changed a lot of the spacing.
Before we go to press and finally release, all that would be taken care of. That's not the type of thing I was looking for.
Right.
Okay, all right. So moving on, our next topic is this Climate Smart Communities, Clean Energy Communities Task Force actions, and Kathleen and I will cover that. I know that we had concerns about whether we received 2 $5,000 grants from NYSERDA. Jody did an excellent job of finding all of the documentation. So yes, we do have 2 $5,000 checks that were sent to the village. When we want to use that money, quote, use that money, we would just need to pass a resolution identifying the project or projects that would use that money and approve it. And then we could apply the monies to that part of that, to the projects. So we should probably not go backward to do that. We will go forward with any new projects because I think we have plenty of potential projects that would be appropriate for the use of the money and do it at that point.
So just remember, when it comes budget time, you need to budget the expenditure for that. We won't, because you've already got the income, so you won't have revenue, but you have to have an expenditure.
And we'll need to pass a formal resolution.
To spend it, right?
And thank you for the receipts for that.
Yeah.
June 27th, 2022, January 8th, 2024. Surveys on, thank you for the online survey and the announcement, the shortened draft announcement that could be used, Jody, for the village listserv. Southern Tier 8 sustainability newsletter, just the upcoming trainings for this stormwater training would be the 4th, 11th, and 16th. And those count toward your MS4 training. And then the only other thing, next meeting is January 29th, 1 to 2 here at the village office.
And what pledge elements or actions is the task force currently working on?
So right now, it's the recommendation for how the minutes should be, where it identifies the affiliations, et cetera. That was just one of the comments. that we got back.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
from our last.
Right.
Okay.
And then regarding the survey, so far, as of this morning, there were 29 responses. And I have a checklist with everything.
What do people want?
So far, of the 29 responses, they like the pollinator garden, the trees, the bikes, they like all of them. And there was one for environmental and arts with a climate energy focus, incorporating education outreach and the area academic institution expertise.
I love the idea of reaching out to the public and having them find out how they want the grant money spent. I just wish that we had coordinated with the Greenway Committee, because we're trying to do a plan for the parks, and rather than piecemeal making decisions. And I think that if we presented things more cohesively, once the Greenway Master Plan is ready, it would make more sense to then reach out. Because if you say, well, yeah, it's great, we want to have a pollinator garden, which park do you want to have it in? We want to have it in Phil Dankert Park. But we didn't say to them, well, the Greenway Committee wants to present these options for Phil Dankert Park. We're just separately asking them questions about placement of park features like trees or what have you. Well, we were thinking in the Greenway Committee, we wanted to do a dedication tree in Marion Hartel Park for Dawn and for Anne Fury. And if they don't know that, then it's kind of not the way that the Greenway Committee was hoping to go forward. We want everybody to pipe in as much as possible. We want nothing more than intense community engagement, but we want it to be kind of comprehensively presented so people fully understand. I hope, and we're not ready yet with the Greenway Master Plan. This is something we've just sort of started once, we got the directive from the Board of Trustees. So we're still working towards that, but I really hope that we can have these park identities explained to the public before we ask them other questions about design, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and all suggestions are certainly welcome for, so the NYSERDA funding was specifically for energy reduction efforts, things like alternative transportation, but reduction efforts that would, so that is explained in the survey.
Yeah, I know, but like, one of the options is the trail. And if we explain to them our full vision of how we want there to be an interconnected trail system, I feel like if people knew the whole picture about how the Greenway Committee is going to try to make this trail system, then they'd say, yeah, that's a great use for the money. But if you just ask them a question, like, what do you want to use the money for? It doesn't quite give them the full picture that I really wanted to present. But of course, we're not ready yet with the full picture. But when we are ready.
But I don't understand. If the grant was given, which Kathleen said was for energy reduction, you need to tie that into that, don't you?
Yeah, I spoke to the Jerry about a couple of ideas, and including the trail that we were talking about, the one across from Marion Hartel Park that we want to build. He said that would work, that they would approve that. Yeah, or else it would be moot. I agree, Lisa.
Yeah, I mean.
But he said it worked.
Okay, good.
Anything else for CSC?
No, that's pretty much it right now. The only other thing is incorporating which the committee talked about, and I already discussed it at the last meeting. So you've got excerpts from the minutes.
My one question is, when do we want to end the survey?
Probably when it's gone out to the village email list of businesses and community residents.
You would stop accepting input on the survey? When do you want to close the survey and tally?
I think given the fact that it just went out right before the holidays, I would say probably not till January.
Okay, all right.
What are your thoughts on that? The end of
My
January?
thoughts, I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
Yes. Because
I
the
agree.
task force doesn't really meet till the end of January, so.
If we stop the survey in January, we will have the tallies from the survey before we begin our budget discussions starting in February.
So I would propose the end of January after the meeting.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No,
Yeah, I don't have anything beyond what's already discussed.
nothing new from the last time.
Okay, Greenway Committee.
We haven't met, we're actually meeting next week, but I will tell you that the town of Lansing had a Greenway Trails Committee, had a trails meeting. Told Ronnie a little bit about this. They have a feasibility study for a half-mile trail route around the ball fields for $500,000. And I was like, well,
500?
so I asked Ronnie if I could ask John what he would build this for. And he was like, $46,000.
Yeah, that's closer to what I would thought.
And,
Maybe they added a zero. Actually.
but John was like, they have all these contingencies in here and they're bidding it out and profit and they don't do anything in-house. And it just made me realize how amazing John is and how lucky we are. And I don't know what else to say. I mean,
It's interesting because they used to do it all in-house.
John told me that Mike doesn't do things in-house.
Yeah, since in the last few years, ever since Mike.
Ever since something happened
Yeah,
with,
retired,
he told me, yeah, so.
which is not right. And that's why people are splitting in the town.
The difference between 500,000 and 46,000
Crazy.
is,
That's why they're.
I don't know what to say, so. Yeah. So I have a full, long email explanation from John Courtney that I'm going to share with them. That meeting is, I'm not sure the date of that, but our Greenway Committee is meeting next Monday, so.
Okay.
That meeting is on December 18th, the Trails meeting.
Is the Greenway Committee looking at, I know we talked about it, we were looking at making a formal map document for our trails. I know that's probably not ready, but we're in process, right?
Well, I'm hoping that's what the students make.
Oh, okay, okay,
The students can make the map.
okay.
For sure, the students can make a connecting map, and they can make existing parks. Whether what they make as future parks is what we want, I don't think so, but they can do A and B, and then we'll probably have to do C.
If they do the current parks, then we will have a model for how to do the new parks.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
okay, good.
And I have in Word, the Lansing Town Master Trails Plan, which I will cut down tremendously and modify for our purposes. That's another report that they got done by engineering firm, and I've already started modifying that, but at least we have like a format that I'm going to follow.
Has any thought been given to connecting to the village of Cuca Heights?
Yeah, yeah.
I was aware that there's a development being proposed on Upland.
Okay.
And it's a wooded area, just, which direction? In the direction of Cornell. That,
East.
Uptown or Upland?
uptown.
Uptown. Upland is.
Upland.
Upland is fairly deep into Cuba Heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Upland. And Chris, at the last Thursday meeting, he reminded me that there's a couple that lives in Horizons who for probably the last 15 years walks from Horizons to the bagel shop. And now they only have a puppy that they walk, or a little dog. I mean, they had 4 children. And they walk rain, sleet, snow. But
We
they,
connect to the village of Cuba Heights, right down Trip Hammer. Our
exactly,
sidewalks connect.
exactly.
But
So,
there are a couple little trails in there too, that we should map out. Like, there's a trail from
Behind Bishops.
the one behind Bishop's, yeah, but I'm thinking of one,
well, a whole bunch of little trails in there, unless you know what you're looking for.
right,
But they just walk along Trip Hammer.
yeah.
They cut through bush, and they're,
Hopefully,
you know those people?
next year, we're looking at a map.
They just march.
It takes a little
It's
while.
gonna take 12 months, but hopefully this time next year, we have a trails map.
But I would like to see us, because it's got all it's got coffee shops.
100%, I'm with you. I would love it. That sounds great. Good idea.
Anyway, I think we shouldn't ignore that. I think that's,
And at some point, a master connectivity plan that connects not only the trails, but also your sidewalk.
Yeah, well, it's gonna have to have sidewalks at this point, because or
I
else
mean,
you
it's
can't
10
connect.
years away or more, you know, but in terms of connecting neighborhoods,
Yeah, as much connectivity with trails/sidewalks we could do, is, yeah, the better.
The other thing we should try to do as we're developing the maps is to contact the county, because they have a map system of all of the trails, and we can make sure that all of our trails, once we've got them very well defined, that they can get the information, we can become part of that system, and it expands it out.
There is a new trails for the county.
Yeah.
So Darby would be a person that you could contact.
I have something already,
Okay.
trying to think of what it is.
But if you've already started that process, don't worry about it. But it's just something to keep in the back of our mind.
It's great, I would love it.
Yeah, would tie us in with the
All
county.
these ideas are perfect for what we all want to achieve for the village,
Yeah.
with walkability and accessibility to green space and parks. and
Connectivity.
100%, we're all on the same page, for sure.
Good. Thank you, Carol. Okay, next topic. We were developing a job description for a full-time deputy clerk/treasurer. Susan, you and Jody were going to work on that?
Well, I talked to Tompkins County personnel, and when I told them the board wanted to come up with a more specific job description, they suggested that we use the deputy village clerk and treasurer Tompkins County job description. So this is meant to be a general overview. Internally, we can always have a more specific description of duties. The job description is exempt, and if we were to come up with our own title, we would have to petition the state to make it exempt. And so since this job description is exempt, if the applicant meets the minimum qualifications, we can hire whoever we want. We don't have to go off a test list.
Okay.
So they're suggesting that we pass a resolution to add the title of deputy village clerk and treasurer, the Village of Lansing list of available positions.
Say that full title again. Deputy
Village
Village
clerk and treasurer.
Clerk and Treasurer. Okay.
So if we were to add things like preferred qualifications, does that make us not exempt?
You would, yeah, if you wanted to come up with your own title for the Village of Lansing and put all the things. So I have 2 pages of stuff that
Right,
we're gonna be doing,
right,
or they would be doing.
right.
It's, you can't put all of that. into
Everything
the job
else,
description.
I understand.
You can all, she suggested use that just to get people to apply. And then after that, when they come in for the interview, you talk about these are actual, what you're doing.
Okay. That's
So
good advice.
I think, yeah, I think that makes a lot of
Which-
sense.
that's how hiring usually happens. You have this. So anybody working with workforce or with an employment agency, they,
Yeah.
Right, but when we had originally talked about the job, we were thinking like code experience preferred, something like that. But if we put that in, it's gonna
you
change.
just need to use a generic, simple,
Yeah, okay, all right.
searchable.
And this particular job description, we can pull a copy off of their website and send it around, and we can start.
Well, if we were to create our own, they would have to have it on their website. But it's a big process to do something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
we don't-
And there's not that
Yeah.
much difference in
To
the.
answer Ronnie's question, this is on the website.
Yeah, it's just a matter of.
Right now.
I gave everybody a copy of it also.
Oh, okay.
And you can click on it.
Oh, is that
Website.
active here? Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Tompkins County Commission.
So we all have one description that we're working from. We're not creating any documents. We're just
Okay, good.
saving time,
This is great.
energy, money.
Yeah, no, this is perfect. This is perfect. Thank you.
So
Thank you
would you guys
both.
like to pass a resolution to add the title of deputy village clerk and treasurer
Yes,
to the
please.
village of Lansing available positions?
I so move.
I will second that. Is there any further discussion or concerns? All those in favor, say aye. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Jody.
People can start applying right away.
Well, no, we're not listing it yet.
That's what I'm concerned by available positions.
So you have to approve every position that you have.
Okay,
So we have a part-time clerk treasurer.
so then you
we
need
have
to
a-
open the position.
So yes, when
Okay.
we're ready, when we decide what kind of salary we're gonna offer.
Yeah.
and-
Okay,
We
so I was
make-
like, oh,
Yes.
we went fast.
That's what I read it. I was like, all right, you guys want it, I'm ready to go too. It's fine. I thought we had said February budget
No,
season last time.
No, we are not, because we don't have it in our budget right now.
I know.
Yeah.
I understand.
No.
Thank you, Natalie.
So we do have a job description.
Yeah,
So,
It's not open yet.
just adding the title.
Scared us.
To the village of Lansing list of available positions.
All right, thanks, Jody. All right. Just making notes here. Okay, the next topic is our onboarding process documentation. This is for, we're going to have one from Jody, one for the trustees, planning board, and BZA.
So I emailed the trustees a welcome new board member letter back on 11/19.
You did.
And then it shows when someone is hired and then added extra instructions that you guys wanted. So this way, besides everything that I hand them, which is under the clerk, I can hand them this letter so that they also know you got to meet with your board chair. So I think it's a good list.
I agree.
I don't know if anybody has anything else that they think should be added to
I
it.
did send you something, but it's already in? No?
I don't know.
Onboarding, let's see, what did I say? I added a paragraph on documents
Oh,
on
yes.
our website.
Yes.
So did you add that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so then that will be
Yeah.
the comment.
And but we still want individual documents for the boards, correct?
What do you mean?
3 boards, 3 documents.
3 boards, 3 documents.
No, they're all in there. There's a section that tells, on the other side, talking about meeting with the chair of each of yours, and then the planning
Right,
board
but-
and the BZA will go to.
I think that we should check in with the planning board because they had thoughts.
And they did. Lorraine had,
Is everything she,
Are you-
are you referring to Lorraine's email that she sent to Ronnie Village about the New York State Planning Board Federation with their.
It's in that document, I added to that.
Oh, you did?
Absolutely, I've collected everybody's information and all their great suggestions that they had, and I put it into one document.
I'm just suggesting
The
that.
other thing that I think you might be saying is that you want each board chair to have their own checklist. Is that what you're saying?
Sort of, yes. That's the direction I was going. So I would have something for me, for the trustees, when I meet with chair, I would have something that I could say, these will cover some of the things I wanted to put, here's, be sure you make a personal mail list for the staff and the trustees, and be sure to do that type of thing. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking, that the boards and the planning board may have something that they want to do, but that would be on them to do that. And I will come up with something and that we could offer that as
I can send this to, now that you guys are okay with this, I can send it to the planning board and to the BZA,
BZA.
and ask them if they have any additional suggestions also.
That was what I was going
Probably
to
include
say.
Mike Scott too.
Excuse me?
Probably include Mike Scott too.
I already sent it to him. Yeah, we've already talked about it. I get everybody's in. We want to make sure we hit all bases, yeah.
That's part of your job description.
I forgot to add that, I better.
Oh, yeah. And what I'd like to suggest is that with all the trainings that are available for the planning board, that maybe everybody should participate in those, the BZA.
They all have to have 4, it's mandatory that they all have 4
Well,
hours.
I mean, planning board and
BZA.
BZA,
Yes.
but the trustees do not.
That's correct, it's not
Which
mandatory for
I
them.
think we could strongly suggest that planning board, because I just, all
Well, I think
those,
more for trustees, we're rotating who goes to NICOM. I think that's the best training you're gonna get.
well, true. I mean, that's all true. It wasn't, didn't Mike Scott send something out, there's by December 31st, there's a bulk.
A bundle that he got.
The bundle.
Yeah, he has access to some stuff he sent to me today. What is it? There's trainings that he got on, 4 topics coming up. Use of accessory dwelling units, regulating short-term rentals. Actually, there's 2 on short-term rentals, and housing solutions in Lake George.
And there's a lot that we can get
Oh, for free.
just for
Yeah.
free. So I think that
And I
should
think
be,
that's listed in the welcome letter also, the different websites that have that. NICOM's listed there, Planning Federation's listed there. So we
Right.
do have those training things in there.
but I,
You know, could I speak up a second?
yes, you may.
Hello,
Hi, Lisa?
Ronnie?
Yeah,
Yeah, one of the things that I have thought of over the years, actually to support what Susan was saying, is I think the point is not the specific education, but the fact is what the trustees may have a vision for and what we're doing in everyday life with the zoning, I think we're not connecting those dots. And I often thought it would really be helpful if when we go off to our planning federation to have a trustee join us and vice versa to go to NICOM, because in a funny way, we don't know one another's issues in some ways. And yet we really need to be working more together than we do. I really don't think we're quite getting there. I think we're making a lot of improvements, but it's like it's just different. But we serve at your pleasure, but we don't exactly know what your pleasure is. Nor do you know when we have to do what you think we should do, whether it's really feasible sometimes, actually. And I just think that if we could do just a little more interaction, it would be great.
That's why we've scheduled 2 joint meetings every year.
But to your
May I?
point,
I'm thinking it needs a little more than that. That's all, Jody. Yeah, we're lucky that I think that's been a great improvement. I said, we're doing better, but, just a thought. And maybe it's part of the job description is that we all have to, attend at least something else. In a different way than we are, so that we understand conceptually what we're trying to do, I guess.
I think this letter that I created will help you guys a lot.
Oh, good,
I think it will be really good.
good, I hope so.
Maybe you could put that on your agenda for the next planning board meeting to look at the letter.
Have you sent the letter already?
No, we just decided tonight to send it.
That's what I thought, okay.
Kathleen,
Our next meeting is a week from now, yeah.
Kathleen,
Oh, just following up on everyone's comments, I think the 2 joint meetings that we have, January and July, are really important for cross-silo communication. But to perhaps add on to that, a general orientation with all of the boards and the staff, very brief, so that everybody knows what duties and responsibilities lie with who. And having the checklists in advance would be useful, but that would give everybody a chance to hear, okay, this is from the Board of Trustees, this is from the Planning Board Chair, this is from the BZA Chair, and it's a chance to interact with that general orientation.
You're getting that with that welcome letter? You're getting all this information specifically telling you, I'm giving you a NICOM handbook. In there, it tells you exactly what you are responsible to do and what you can do. Same thing with Planning Federation has another document. So I can give everybody these documents, but if they don't read them, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
That's why I'm suggesting at least one joint meeting with the three boards after the organizational meeting and the appointments are made and approved. Just a thought.
That would be our June meeting, right? Our June joint meeting.
Then it would be the BZA there too.
Would get crowded.
Well, yeah. We
have
do have the Zoom option, for participation, yeah.
Okay,
Just a thought.
I'm going to move on to the next topic, formation of a commercial area advisory committee. Carolyn, do you want to speak to that?
So you guys know I've been talking about this for a year, so this shouldn't be new. What I did, though, was Ronnie had asked for something more formal to be presented. So I wrote something up about what we've been talking about. The purpose of it would be to recommend goals, directions, and enhancements to the commercial districts and to facilitate communication between the Board of Trustees and the businesses and also the residents who are interested in the businesses. The one thing that you don't know is that I was considering how to form the board and who should be on it, and I looked at a bunch of similar organizations in different municipalities, and they often had a member of the Chamber of Commerce on the board. So I reached out to the Chamber of Commerce, and I spoke to the new president, Peggy, whose last name I'm forgetting right now. What's Peggy's last name, guys? Chamber. What's her last name? 1 second, sorry. Coleman. And she said she would be delighted to serve personally. She recommended, which is how we have it worded here, which is that there'll be a seat for the chamber. And so most of the time, she personally said she wants to attend, but for some reason, if she couldn't attend, then the vice president could come and be the chamber representative. Or perhaps in the future, that person could be the assigned. So I was thinking it would have representation from this board, representation from the planning board, representation from the chamber, and representation from businesses, and representation from residents. They would meet as much as determined by the chair, depending on what projects they have on, hopefully semi-regularly, but depends on whether, how active they were, just like all of our committees. Sometimes they're more active, sometimes they're less active. Are there any questions?
I have questions.
Great.
What are we trying to solve? What's the goal? What's the real goal?
The real goal is for the business area to be improved. So for there to be a dynamic, welcoming force so that more businesses want to come up to the village. That we don't have vacancies, that we have the kind of businesses that are helpful for the community.
How do you measure that? I mean, how do you, at the end of 1 year, 2 years, how do you determine if the committee's successful?
I think that if the committee found that they were helpful in communicating, well, here's an example. When we did the comprehensive plan survey what we found, which maybe we didn't know, maybe you guys did know, but I wasn't aware, safety is the number one concern for businesses. And maybe they would have some suggestions about what we can do to enhance the lighting or the street crossings or things like that. So they would maybe make a recommendation about this. And then we could not, like any advisory committee, we might adopt it, we might not. We would make people feel like they have a voice so that maybe they would like establishing their business here.
So you think that businesses that are considering to maybe come here would be on the committee?
No, it would be the businesses that you would.
So they would find out from the committee's minutes, or?
They would just know, like, for example, does everyone knows about the Downtown Alliance? I mean, I do. I don't have a business downtown, but I know that they operate and that they have a goal and they have an objective to make a vibrant community.
Right.
And so we would have a vibrant community objective as well. And
But, okay, here's another question. Define vibrant. I mean, what does that mean?
well, if you think about some of the depressed New York State business of small towns,
Right.
and you go in there and you say, this is a vacancy, this sidewalk is broken, and you just get this vibe from that area that you don't want to come in and do business. We want to do the opposite of that, which is you look around the village, say, this place is a place where I could see my business flourishing.
What happens when the problem is with business itself? Calling to mind the mall. Would the mall potentially be a member of this committee?
That is up to us, because we would assign businesses, they would apply, and then we would accept or not accept their application. So that would be up to us. Like I said in this, inaugurally, we'll pick the businesses. Hopefully, going forward, the committee itself will make recommendations, so that will move to them. We can decide whether in the inaugural committee, we think it would be in our best interest to have them or not. I mean, I just always think that reaching out and getting more information and getting engagement is something that we've said that we prioritize, and this would be a way to continue to reach out to people, have them feel like their voice is being heard. That was very interesting. Peggy mentioned a name to me that you thought would be a great addition to someone who I hadn't thought of and we've not really interacted with. And so then all of a sudden we're tapping into, more people that we previously tapped into. She had suggested one of the insurance agents, who I guess is somebody who's connected to a lot of other businesses.
An insurance agency within the village?
Chris Roscoe from Bailey Place.
Okay, Bailey Place.
You guys know him? But I just thought, oh, well, that's great. Like an insurance agent who then is a connector. We'll just, we're just trying to make connections and reach out, and hopefully it will be in the village's best interest. And if it doesn't work, then, we could find other ways to communicate. But, I just think more communication is helpful, and hearing from people and surveying them and reaching out to them. And here's a connector person that wasn't on my radar screen.
Do we need a committee to do that?
I think so, because we can't do it. Like, we have a different job.
But we know people.
Mhm.
Well, collaboration and the communication component is really important. And having a platform for raising issues is important, so that people have a voice for, constructive solutions and some creative problem solving too.
Hopefully. I mean, that would be the goal.
What happens when an issue is raised that we cannot address? And it's an important issue to them, and they think that we can address it, but we cannot.
That happens all the time.
Yeah, I know.
When I survey the villagers, they're constantly like, can you put an ice skating rink in the mall?
Yes.
Like, no.
Can you install streetlights on my business property so that it's safer? No, we cannot. And can we install a sidewalk in our business district
Maybe.
It's on public land, no, we cannot.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm-
but there are some things that we could do.
I think it's a great idea, but I think as the charter and the goals are developed, there needs to be some constraints placed upon what we can and can't do.
So do you want to edit this particular statement?
No, I think it would be at the next step when we start creating a charter for it, and you start discussing what you want to achieve within that, to set goals of the committee, just to be sure that, there are constraints that the village as a municipality cannot do. We cannot gift a business or a district with anything. It has to be done, it would have to be done cooperatively. If they really want that done, and it's a business district, they may have to pool their resources to get it done. Just like a firewall between what the village can do and cannot do. My other concern, well, it's not a concern, one thing I do want to happen is that those meetings, let them know that it's going to be an open meeting, public meetings, recorded minutes, et cetera, so that other businesses who are interested could go back and see what has been done. So I think it's a good idea. I'm concerned that it's ambiguous what we're going to achieve. But I think that the next step is to make it non-ambiguous as much as you can.
So when you say the word charter, I mean, none of our other committees have a charter, they just exist. What do you mean by charter?
Oh, the climate
You guys have a-
communities has a charter.
You have a charter.
Yeah,
From New York State, though.
Statement of what you want to do.
yeah, statement,
Just a statement.
general.
Which is.
So that's what I thought I just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
You don't like this?
you want, you can make this your charter, but you need to make sure that the committee members agree with it also. It doesn't say enough or doesn't say too much. That's all I'm saying.
We could reach out to the Downtown Alliance and see if they've got anything that they've put together over the years to.
Yeah, they are,
Kind of a
I was a
guide to
little
them.
hesitant to use them as a model because they have a budget and they throw events. So I was looking at
Slightly different.
I was looking at other just commercial area advisory committees in smaller municipalities, sort of as my model. But I mean, goals, hashtag goals. But yeah.
I think most business owners would know that you can't use public resources for private benefit. So I don't know to the extent they would be anticipating that just a membership on this committee would garner them additional privileges that they wouldn't otherwise be privy to as a private landowner.
We could put that sentence in this, but the sentence.
No, I don't think it's
just for us
necessary. I'm
anyway.
just saying, like, I don't know that one would think that their participation in committee would allow them to get special benefits for their business.
A
Like, I
small
think this
business
is-
might, though. I mean, if they're not, a large business, yeah, I could see.
Yeah.
But a small business, they might think, oh, I can go in and I can get free things from the village or.
So you want maybe two clarifying
So you would
statements?
be letting them know that they can't.
Yes.
I mean, and that's
Yes.
good, because you're communicating to
Yes.
them so that they are getting educated also.
Yes, exactly right.
So you
But
want this document here to have two clarifying statements? One, that everything will be held publicly, and two, that you should not expect special favors.
yeah, I think that
Like,
that's a
everything will
good
be
thing.
for the public benefit on public
Yeah,
They all work,
property.
all objectives
yeah.
obtained by the committee or suggested by the committee will be for the public.
And maybe with Natalie's blessing,
Can you say that again,
You can
please?
fine tune that.
Can you say that again?
Let's give it to Natalie.
Let Natalie polish it up and make sure we're okay. But
Did I email this to you?
No,
But you have it from Jody from today's minute. She attached it to today's
it was in
Zoom.
the minutes today.
It's on the back of the
it's the
agenda.
second
It was on
page.
the back of the agenda.
Yeah. But Carolyn, why don't you?
I mean, I like it.
Do those couple of adjustments and then send it to her, and then she can
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
And it's the type of thing that we really won't know what we will need to do or not do until you get people in and start to discuss.
So
So,
that's why I tasked them, that's why I said the inaugural membership will be, with the other thing, what I said their first job will be, the inaugural committee will be tasked with creating a vision statement for the committee with the goals
yeah,
of creating, so that's they're going to be tasked with their defining what their objectives are.
which is the next step beyond this. Yeah. So, I mean, you can, at that point, you can start setting boundaries. Yeah, we can't do that because, So.
I think this is good to start as an email to potential businesses.
Yeah.
When she looks at it, I think this is gonna be great to send out to see.
And then also create an application form as well.
Yeah.
And if they want to apply here.
My one other concern, and I'm speaking, I ask questions, I'm speaking this way because I've experienced similar problems with this type of a committee, not government business, but if you get members in the committee who are large, Mall, Cornell, Centralis, and they are on the committee, the smaller businesses are gonna just say whatever they say. You need to have a really good blend and be sure to get input from all of the businesses, not let one or two dictate what's done. By their size
I
and
think what we
complexity.
should put in there is one more statement, like, well, I mean, they're one-year terms, so at the end of the year, we'll just remove the bad eggs. I was gonna say you serve at the pleasure of.
Yeah, it's not a matter of them being bad eggs, it's a matter of a large company, someone that's got history and wealth and size and scope can intimidate small businesses or the minor members. And I don't know how you could ever correct that, but it's just something to be aware of as this goes forward.
I think the chair would be the person to best, moderate those dynamics within the board then. And if they see a larger board member kind of dominating the conversation, then move and ask those that may own smaller businesses to
Yeah.
provide their input. It should be more of a dynamic.
I think if you have people from smaller businesses have the experience and years in the village, I think that will help too.
Yeah,
And those people likely have more hands-on experience in day-to-day than potentially those that are maybe higher ups in larger corporations that are just
right,
desk.
okay.
We should certainly look for longevity when we send out the applications. How long have you been? It should be like a very, very important weighted
Should
question.
be tough.
So with the few changes that we're talking about tonight, I think it's a good way to go forward and get started. And then my questions are things that just to be aware of. Address them as if they come up. They might not, but I have experienced that. So anyway, that's good. Thank you, Carolyn, and Natalie too. And so do we need to formally create this committee now? A resolution?
Ready, but yeah, let's make these changes first. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, the next topic is policy review update. Kathleen, you were going to check on the policy updates?
Okay, so, let's see, the soil debris policy, Mike Scott, the code enforcement officer, and DPW, John Courtney and I met on the 18th, right before Thanksgiving, to review the documents we currently had from NICOM. There were 4. One of them included an example of a policy, a town policy, and there were 3 other attachments with that were forwarded. We also had generated, just based on that, an outline. And Mike and John reported back that basically they follow the Village Code, Chapter 80, which we've recently updated, the illicit discharge, and that's all on the village website. And Chapter 124, the stormwater management, and the stormwater protection plan requirements, that's also on our website, and that was also recently updated. The MS4, MCM, the minimum control measures, illicit discharge, that's on the New York State DEC website, and the MCM6, that's the stormwater management for municipal operators. So they follow those policies, procedures, and regulations. What the NICOM document had was what Natalie had referred to, and that was the use of public resources for, it addressed the issue of using public resources for private benefit. So it articulates specific policies and procedures to address that issue so that it does not become a problem. And that was the piece that I had them look at to see how to pare that down to match the current village practices, but to incorporate that formally into a written document. So we don't have a final formal written policy yet,
It's fine, it's in work.
okay? And so there was an ICOM, there was also the Tompkins County Resilience and Recovery Plan, Debris Management Plan, and the other was a one-pager from the DEC, disposal considerations for material generated from street sweeping or removal from catch basin and drainage ditches by an MS4 operator. It's just a fact sheet. So they had all of those documents to review, as well as Department of Transportation best management practices.
So we're basically distilling those down into village use. Right?
Distilling it, distilling it, distilling it.
That's the best way to do it.
So the staff meeting will get more.
Get more?
Yeah.
Any other policies that are need to be updated right now?
Well, I suggested a couple things, a records, central records management policy and procedure might be good.
There's one from the state. They tell you exactly what you have to do, and I'm appointed as the records management person. And I have to keep a list, and I'd be happy to show you all that stuff that we
Yeah,
do,
that'd
but we
be
already
great.
have that under control.
Good,
And the
Yeah.
state dictates that, not us. They just appoint a records manager, which is me.
right. So that would be really good for location, format, accessibility, and access to current and archived materials.
Got it. I have to have that
Perfect.
all in a spreadsheet. And I have to say, when I dispose of stuff, how long, there's a time period that they assign to each kind of document, and you just have to follow their schedule.
Right.
And we did adopt that retention schedule, I don't know, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So we're all set with that.
So just having a central place, sometimes there's things, we have records all over the place. DPW has required reports, codes has required reports. So things are kind of scattered, so it
No,
just-
that deals with everything.
Yep.
I have to tell you where, like, every single locked cabinet, what's in it.
Mhm.
I have to tell you what's up in the storage up there. We have all that.
So just having it accessible for the boards.
I can send it to you.
Okay.
Just have to
Perfect.
request it.
Is it in an Excel spreadsheet?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's easy.
I
It's
bet
something
I bet it's a big one.
This is another one of those things that I just do, you know? You guys appointed me to be the records management a long time ago. The state dictates
Right.
exactly what you have to do. Just like the state dictates, you have to take payroll deductions, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's a
So, yeah,
requirement
we
of
got
the
it.
So
municipality.
a lot of things on the website are all listed under either publications, the records, the forms,
I'm
and all
not
that.
so sure you want all this stuff on the website.
No,
Right.
you don't.
I don't
No,
think you
we
do.
don't.
'Cause- Yeah, okay.
But
Oh, no, Natalie is going.
Yeah, I was like, no, I do not want that, yeah.
I don't know if there's a way, and this is more of a question, of sometimes there is a portal for boards. I'm thinking of like a general code and some of these others where there's a public-facing access to records and documents, and then there's a board-specific.
Basically, you call me, and plus, once, if you request information, we'll have a record of who's getting what information, like a FOIL request.
If
I
we
guess
ever do,
what else-
John.
What would you be looking for in a portal, like for the Board of Trustees?
Well, sometimes, well, just communications memos, internal documents.
Internal emails?
I'm confused, I don't know what we're getting at.
I'm just looking at, yeah, and contracts, things like that, that you may need to review.
Contracts is a good one. Internal emails, there shouldn't be any
Well-
communications between us other than procedural and emails.
But rather than an email with basically contracts, things like that,
You want a
that are not
contract, you
public
come to my
facing.
office and you request it. Easy.
And that's,
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. Well, we don't even have to FOIL. If you're on the staff, you don't have to
oh,
FOIL.
true,
You
true.
come to you have my list of locked files,
Mhm.
and you can look and see, oh, you have a contract with Edelman's. Okay, that's from 1990. Would you pull that? I'm interested to see what it is. No problem. Just come into the office.
Should we put something on our website that notices people that you are our records management?
It's in the code, isn't
It's in the
Yeah,
code?
it's in the code.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking from an end user standpoint, someone who wants to get information, how.
Everyone knows that you have to FOIL. If you're an outside person, not from the village, you need to FOIL. I mean, that's the procedure for all of New York State.
Okay,
I mean, we're pretty lax. If someone calls and asks me for it, if it's no big deal, I'll just,
Or you might
Send me
decide, maybe
yeah,
you're gonna request a file.
yeah, yeah,
all right.
yeah.
I think there's a fine line between everyone doing their job and knowing their job and their responsibilities and having everybody know everything without a good reason. I mean, I understand, but now that you know how to get
Just ask.
information, just,
That's all you have to do. Everyone just has to communicate and ask. Easy.
I mean, that's how you've worked with just the comprehensive plan. You know, you pick up the phone and ask for maps or for information or whatever. Somebody has the answer.
Yeah, I think my concern with any sort of general online portal or database that would then have contracts or other village information is always security. So if there isn't like a need for that to be available in a cloud type of situation where Jody does have everything on hard drive or wherever she stores it, that's just a concern for me generally for security of all the village contracts and
It's
information.
also a huge amount of effort that may not be payout.
Yeah, how often are we pulling past contracts to review them or compare them against other things?
And
Considering the cost of putting it all on, it's easier at this point.
And you know what? If we have a contract, we have approved it in the minutes.
Mhm.
So you will have the general gist of what the contract's for and how much it was. And, a lot of the other details are just,
then at that point,
Yeah.
I say, I'm really interested in this contract, can you give me a copy? And we could say yes or no. A subcategory under your security is that a lot of the contracts have personal information. And
Absolutely.
so it's very hard, and it's very hard, it really is very hard to protect any kind of an online cloud-based system. You do the best you can do, but if it looks like a potential data mine, and someone finds it, then they will use it and sell it. So we've got to be very careful about that. So Kathleen, that covered the next topic, communication and records management, right?
Yeah, that was just basically, is there a communication plan? And just, you're the website manager, basically, and Jody and you have access to the postings,
I can,
is the basic gist.
for things like the CSC Task Force and the Greenway Committee, I can give each of you the ability to manage that page if you want it. But beyond that,
Yeah, no, I just assume just keep copying you on minutes and have you post.
it makes more sense because
Yeah.
then they actually come here and they actually
Yeah.
get printed.
Yeah.
And there is a folder for all the minutes for each committee. So if you're just posting them online, I'm not gonna know unless I,
Right.
go in there and look for them.
So for communications, I'd prefer it to go through the village and not be, that would be my personal preference. And have the two authorized people be the ones to post both the recordings and the minutes, et cetera, and agendas, as well as sending out links and communications.
Right.
And then the multi-year capital plans, again, suggestion would just be a 5-year plan, and then just accessing the current plan that we have to look at progress before we go into the budget cycle.
That's part of our budget process.
Mhm.
And we do multi-year in a slightly different variation, but our village is so small, our capital expenditures for equipment and so forth is pretty small, that it doesn't require a huge spreadsheet, I think, that covers it all.
I think those were two things that Jody had recommended as well, the fund balance.
We
and the,
have, we
and
have I have to keep track of
Yeah.
all of our assets. So I have roads, all this water and sewer infrastructure and our equipment. Every year, when we spend stuff, I put it into this spreadsheet. The spreadsheet goes to our accountant who does the depreciation. So we have all that. It's called fixed assets. It's the K fund. We keep track of it.
And then John and Chris update the fleet inventory annually.
Mhm.
They have a spreadsheet.
Is there any other topic for tonight?
Probably just the shade fleet and the shade policy and the waste policy are the only two that need to get
The
added.
shade and the what policy?
That came out of the task force. There were 2 resolutions that were passed. So those would be the only 2 updates.
What's our shade?
I can
Well, I
get you
don't
the,
know
I'll get you the resolution numbers.
From who?
It came from the task force last year.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, well, I think we've already,
Yeah, you've got it.
yeah, I was confused, I thought there was something new. We've already.
It's not new. It just needs to be updated in the table of contents.
Send it to me, because I don't know that I have a shade policy.
Oh, in the table of contents that Jody
Yeah,
prepared.
policies and procedures.
I don't know that we have a shade policy. So if you could send me what you think
Yeah.
and where the committee approved it, or if you have a resolution that,
Sure.
send it.
What was the one before shade? What was the one you said before shade?
The waste recycling one.
Wasters.
That one I never got, right?
The shaded structure was the trees, both natural and that the board approved last year.
We basically already do it with the Greenway
I
Committee.
just don't remember what it says. Will you send it around when you find it, Jody? I just forgot what it says.
Copy all of
Yeah,
us.
of course, I'm excited to
Copy
see
all
it.
of us.
Yeah.
Remind us. Yeah.
When you find it.
Well, you're gonna send it to me, you said you have them.
I have the resolution numbers. It's.
Okay.
And I'll find the email where,
Okay.
because it was on the agenda and approved.
Right.
And it's in the minutes as well.
That was the thing about a lot of the CSC resolutions were things, we've been doing this for a long time, it's just a matter of putting it into a resolution and passing it. And that's was a requirement of climate smart communities. So it basically was a final step we just never did. We informally did everything, we just didn't formalize it.
That's fine.
Resolution. So that's why it's just a requirement.
And we do have those formal resolutions, and they are part of the
They should,
minutes.
yeah, they should be on it. I remember doing it, but not exactly when. Okay, so general discussion, go around the table. If it's something we've already discussed, just pass. Kathleen, you have anything general?
Oh, I found it. Sorry, do you mind? It was from February 3rd.
Thank you.
Resolution promoting shaded areas in public places.
Mhm.
Hardaway asked Yen to speak to this proposal. Yen stated the shaded areas are beneficial. The proposed resolution is aligned with our codification comprehensive plan and Greenway plan.
Is there a copy
Is
of
that
the
a
policy
policy?
in the minutes?
It just sounds like you're promoting shade.
Yeah.
It says, this is the minutes, the minutes has an underlined thing, resolution to promote shaded areas.
Yeah, I don't-
February 3rd, 2024 is what,
Or
the date.
25.
Dink wondered why we needed this resolution. Hardaway
Doesn't sound like
stated
a
it's because of
policy.
Narsota. Wait, let me keep reading. Resolution, we have it. 7120. Resolution 7120 on February 3rd, 2025.
But is it just to promote shade or to?
I'll read to you.
Shade policy?
Whereas the Village of Lansing, New York Board of Trustees believes shaded areas and public places provide important community, public health, physical health and safety, mental health, and environmental benefits. And whereas the Village Board believes natural and built shaded areas in the village provide important community benefits. Let me just stop reading the whereases.
You can-
There's like 6 whereases, then it says, resolved that to promote the achievements of these important public objectives, the Village of Land adopts this resolution regarding shaded areas.
So we
Promoting shade. Promoting shade.
It's not a policy. No, it's a resolution.
It's a resolution promoting shade.
That's true. So it wouldn't need to be in the policy document.
Oh, good, we didn't.
And it's things that actually the Greenway Committee is documents within the Greenway plan. It's just that we formalized it through resolution.
Is the waste recycling the same? Is it on the same minutes, perchance?
No.
No,
See that
that's
here?
a different one.
It's a different time,
There's another resolution. And
and it was a similar.
I can forward that again.
But they don't establish a policy. It's just our goals are, and the goals are defined.
And we're not required to have a policy,
Not
just pass that
required.
resolution.
Just
Okay.
required to have.
Very
them.
good.
Yeah, exactly right. Okay, for general discussion, Kathleen, do you have anything?
So the 19th, the Cuba Lake Watershed Intermunicipal Organization met. Deborah Aller from Cornell Cals gave a presentation on biosolids and septage in New York State. And you all received the meeting packet and agenda before that meeting, so you could attend if you wanted. The recording PowerPoint will be available also. And I gave you the link. November 20th, that's the next NICOM training on understanding laws regarding X. We already saw that. Ainsley, Dake, Greenwall, and myself were here for that training. And the next one is December 4th. And let's see. Environmental Management Council. Oh, just a quick follow-up. The Tompkins County Legislature Planning and Energy Environmental Quality Committee biosolids resolution was approved at the November 8th regular meeting of the Tompkins County Legislature. The EMC meeting itself included the proposed 2026 committee working group structure, and the nominating committees members were elected. The Water Resources Council, next meeting is December 15th. Everything, I gave you the link.
Is it December 15th?
Mhm.
Okay.
4:15 PM. And that's it since the 17th.
Anything else?
Nothing for me.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll plan on working on the vehicle use policy. Now that I got the majority of the comp plan formatted. So hopefully I'll have that 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
Hopefully I will draft that ready. Do you want me to send it to you first, Natalie? You send it around? Okay. And Joint Youth Commission meets next Tuesday night. Are we going to that?
Thank you. Carolyn?
Not much. The only other thing for the Greenway Committee is that John and Lynn and I will meet out at Black Chen to talk about which trees are coming down. I reviewed the minutes. I had forgotten what John said about whether or not he wanted to take down the trees or we had to hire out. And he said he would take down the trees that are on our property. So I had forgotten whether or not he said he would do that, but he will. And so that's one thing that the Greenway Committee is happy about. And we're meeting on Monday. And we'll just work towards, the things we talked about tonight. I'll do some edits to the comprehensive plan as well.
The one thing that I have, and I just got notification late this afternoon that Tompkins County now has online their system for collecting information about
Terminals?
rental properties.
Terminals?
Yeah, yeah.
Short-term rental.
Facebook page?
Yeah, so I guess we need to decide, do we want to put that notification on our website? I don't know if we need to send anything out to the residents, but it is available, and the rental properties have to be, they have to register with the county. And so the system has finally been turned on, and they're now going to require it. So I can forward this information on to all of us, and we can discuss it next Thursday if we need to, or we can just say we're going to put it up on our website. So anyway, beyond, I don't know what they're going to do about enforcement or tracking. I don't know any of that. I just know the system has been turned on.
Ronnie?
Yes.
When you say rental properties, do you just mean like East Point and all these? Or do you-
Like CRB, short-term rentals.
Oh, I was going to say, you didn't mention short-term rental or anything, but you meant
Sorry.
short-term. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking short-term, but I said rentals, short-term rentals.
Oh, okay, that
like
makes more, I was thinking,
VRBO,
yep, okay, I was just wanting to clarification, thank you.
so that's the only thing I have for tonight. Is there any other topic? And I will move that we adjourn. I need a second.
Second.
Susan seconds. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, thanks.
The only reason I don't think we should put this on the website is that when I click the register now button, nothing happens. But as soon as that does work, I think we should put it on our
We'll have it
website.
up by next Thursday.
Right.
Working.
Yeah, we should wait until it's working.
Oh, did you try?
Looking at it.
You tried the